Are you a middle-aged woman who is kind of just stuck right now in your life? Stuck in whatever way that means for you, but you're quite frustrated. You know that you want so much more, but you don't quite know where to start. If so, this video is for you. After I got divorced, my life kind of spun out of control for a little bit. What happened was my children were tweens at that time, and my ex-husband and I, we split custody pretty evenly. He had them for 1 week, I had them for 1 week. And even though they were still my children and they were under my roof, that was enough of a huge difference in my life. And at that time, I felt so lost and so confused. Now, I ended up building myself back up, which I'll share in just a moment. But then when my kids truly aged out and left the home because they moved on to, bigger and brighter and different things for them, then I really did find myself as a true empty nester. And I am going to tell you, there was a part of me that I was a little bit excited because I was like, wow, my everyday responsibility has changed and it's not as great. But then there was a part of me that I was very lonely. There was a part of me that I was very confused about, what do I do with this time in my life? And maybe as I'm talking, this is resonating with you. I think empty nesters can definitely relate to this. But we also have some people that might be listening to this who are that middle-aged woman who maybe you don't have an empty nester situation going on, but maybe you're just at a point in your life where things have shifted. Maybe you're not carrying as much heavy responsibility like you once did. I don't know about you, but when my kids were younger, I had that big, heavy corporate career. I traveled all the time. I made excellent money and had killer benefits, but that came at a cost. I had a long commute. I traveled a lot, all these different things. And now I don't have to do that anymore. My financial situation has changed where I don't have to have that corporate career. I was able to create a side hustle, and that side hustle is now my successful career. So, and then also some of you listening to this, maybe you might have some elderly parents that you're caring for, or maybe unfortunately your parents have passed, and if you did care for them and now they're passed and that is off the table now, maybe you are sitting there like, okay, I have this extra time, this extra energy, what do I do with it? And what can happen is a whole slew of things. And just like me with my example, there's a part of you that can be a little bit excited for this time and energy that can actually be pointed back to you. But also you can be fearful, you can be confused. You can also, believe it or not, but maybe not believe it or not, you can actually feel a little bit guilty, like what? Put some attention into me? What does that look like? How do I do that? And so I'm here to show you and share with you a couple of tips on how to do that. So with me, when my children left the home and I was an empty nester, I ended up creating one of their bedrooms. I turned one of their bedrooms into a spare bedroom, and I made it all pretty and decorated it how I wanted. But then the other spare bedroom, I ended up turning that into my Zen room. And then when I had my Zen room, that was where I would go in and I would read my books, I would paint, I would do just these different things that would fill me up. And it felt really good to have that space to do that. And so if you are an empty nester, you might be faced with that, and that could be a very exciting opportunity. So I wanted to share that's one thing that you could definitely consider doing. Another thing is finding like-minded people or people that are in the same situation as you. And now granted, your friend circle, maybe you already naturally have that, but it also might be an opportunity to, maybe go on meetup.com. I guarantee you there is probably a meetup group out there for empty nester moms, or something similar to that. And tapping into a resource like that, one, you're going to be able to make new friends. You're going to have new ideas on different things that you can do and stuff like that. But I think I really want this video to talk about how once you get through the feelings, the highs, the lows, the confusion, the excitement, all of that, is to actually just stop for a moment and give gratitude that you actually have this time, and have gratitude that you can actually do something with this time. And what you decide to do with it is probably all of these dreams that you've had for a long time, but you put them on the back burner because you had to raise children, you had to work that career. Now you have elderly parents that you're caring for, whatever it might be. But now it might actually be your time to do what you've always wanted to do. And so I really am here to encourage you to consider doing that. So, and whatever that looks like for you, maybe you've got a stack of books that, your 1 day books, you know what, pull those out. Maybe those books, maybe they were set aside on purpose and you're going to read them at the right time to give you some thoughts and ideas on how you can spend this time for yourself. I think too, because I'm a middle-aged woman, I'm an empty nester, and I think now, and I'm going to be 54 here just in a couple of days. I'm shooting this in July of 2024. And I think we do approach a certain age that we start to think about a legacy a little bit. And so if that's you, then you've got kind of like this added, I don't want to say pressure, but maybe it is a pressure, but an added thought or a possibility or anything like that. So I want to tell you, I am offering a course. I am offering a 4-class workshop on this exact topic. And it's called Now What? It's an opportunity to discover your next chapter. And it is a journey for women who are ready to prioritize yourself. It is going to be online, and I'm scheduling it every Wednesday in the month of August for 2 hours an evening. And there's a URL in the description box below where you can check it out and learn a little bit more yourself. And if it's something that is of interest to you, definitely sign up, because what I promise you is, one, I promise you a connection with myself as well as the other participants in it. It's an opportunity for you to do some self-evaluation. What is it that you want to do? Why do you want to do it? What do you want to leave behind? It's going to be an opportunity to do a deep dive on that. You are going to give yourself permission to come out and do those things that you have always dreamed of. We're going to do some idea sharing on what that might be, tools, resources, all sorts of good things. The description on the webpage is going to give you even more information. But if you are able to join, please use my friend as the coupon code at the checkout, because you will immediately get $50 off. But so if you decide to join, I would love to see you on the inside. But if not, I'm hoping, number one, you feel from this video that you are not alone. Every single woman goes through this. And then number two, that now what feeling can come in many different ways, shapes, and sizes and reasons. And then three, I hope this video gave you a couple of ideas on some things that you can do for yourself and with yourself. But also, I think maybe more importantly, just simply giving you permission. Not that I need to give you permission, but sometimes we're looking for that. This can be your sign that it's okay to put yourself first. It's time. So, all right, with much love to you, I'm Connie Jo Holmes, BU2BFULL Hypnosis and Coaching. Thank you so much.